Now, if you're looking to be able to secure your home, not have to pay a monthly subscription, have video access, remote access, fingerprint access, and PIN access to your home, all those things, then you'll want to watch this video, because today we're going to take a look at LOCKLY's brand new Vision Elite. This is one of the most secure locks that I've seen on the market that not only has the ability to be able to use your fingerprint, your phone, or PIN, but it has this really cool feature where it's constantly changing the PIN location that makes it uber secure, especially if someone's behind you. Let's check it out. Now, the LOCKLY Vision is packed with features. We're talking about full HD camera capability. So it has a 1080p camera that when someone comes to the lock, motion detection is going to set it off. It also has an embedded like two-way communication system with like a little doorbell on it, and it also has night vision technology, so it's going to give you the ability to see even at night. Now, there are several ways that you can access or open up a door using this specific lock. You can use your fingerprint. You'll see that on the side. You can use your phone, and you can also use a PIN to do this. Now, while it is battery powered and it includes everything you need, it also has a solar panel that helps keep things juiced up. The other thing that I really like about this is that it has local video storage, which means there's no subscription and everything is stored on a memory card. So it's going to give you a lot of flexibility as well, and you're not going to have to pay any fees. So let's take a look at what's in the box. We'll install it in our door. I'm going to actually be living this solution for several weeks to see how it works. Now, there's a lot to look at inside of the box, and I just want to show you all the hardware that you have here. It looks like you have this small hub that we'll take a look at, and we'll install that a little bit later. But here are all the accessories that you have, and you'll notice these are all the screws needed for latch. You know, a lot of like the hardware stuff that you're going to need. USB cables. You do have some keys because this does have a backup solution where you can use keys. Here you have again. Looks like an Ethernet cable, some additional, again, accessories that we'll be able to use a little bit later. Here is your deadbolt. This is a deadbolt version. Here is what the solution looks like. So you'll notice here you have kind of like the little doorbell thing going on, fingerprint sensor, and then you have kind of like a latch right here that is where you find like the key is hidden right there in the bottom. And then all the good cables right here that we'll be connecting. Here's another component of it. Looks like this is like the battery, right? Another faceplate here, which we'll be using. A little note here. It says like, guests and deliverables, please ring. Right? So you have these little things right here that you can use. And then this is the internal plate. So this is the internal plate because this is going to allow you to manually open and lock the door. So a lot of stuff going on here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all this hardware, install it on a door, and see how everything works together. All right, guys, so this is what the final product looks like once it's installed on your door. Really didn't have to make any modifications to my existing deadbolt lock. I actually had a digital deadbolt or a smart deadbolt, but didn't have the actual benefit of the camera. First, you can see that the display is pretty large. You have your motion sensor as well as the camera here, and if we'll tap that a couple of times, you see how the keypad lights up. Now, this is one of the unique things about the keypad with the LOCKLY is that these numbers that you see here are all random. If someone's behind you and they are trying to see what you're typing in, the 752 is not going to be in the same place. So literally what you do is you type each one of these numbers or areas where it has the three numbers that would indicate one of those would be your PIN, and then once you do that, you press this button right here. So for example, if I wanted 246, I'd tap 2, 4, 6, if that was the code, and then I press this button right here to open it. But that's obviously not the code. Now the next time, you'll notice that once I pressed it, things got randomized again. So that's one of the benefits of having the solution. Now, you'll notice this area right here, this is actually a solar panel, so it's charging the battery. And then if you move this right here, you actually have a lock or a key-based, I would say, ability to unlock. On the side here, and we'll pan over to the side slightly so you can see what's going on, you'll see right here is the actual fingerprint sensor. Now, the fingerprint sensor responds really, really fast. So let me just show you. I'm going to go ahead and put my finger right here. And it opened. To close it, let's see, it says a swipe. There you go. There it closed. You have your doorbell, which you press this, you'll hear the doorbell, and then something's going to come up on your phone notifying you that someone's at the door. So the cool thing about this is that this combines both. What I like about this also is that because it has a combined doorbell, if you are in an apartment setting where you're not allowed to drill or add a doorbell, all you have is your lock. You could, as long as you double check it, you basically have your doorbell, your lock, and your security camera all in one solution. That is absolutely fantastic. Now on the inside, not much is going on either. So this gasket, I'm going to have to adjust this and put it back on so that it makes sure that it's nicely straight. But pretty much what you have here is, this is your battery module, which you can remove and replace easily. There's some pinholes here that you would use to program and to reset if that's something you wanted to do. And then there's this locking mechanism here that you can flip as well. But as the door opens, this will turn automatically. We're just going to show you how that works again. Use my finger on this side. You can see how it switches over. And then what we'll do is, I have it timed, so within 10 seconds, it's going to close again. When you do open and close the door, there's no sensor required. It does know when the door is open and closed, which I find is pretty interesting. So that's also pretty cool. But there's really not much there to it. Now what I like about this solution is, because it's using lithium batteries and it does have solar that's assisting with it, you do get, though, an extra battery pack. And this is what the battery pack would look like. And the cool thing about it is that the battery pack does have a USB-C charging port right there. You can see that right there. And what I would advise is that you have this on the side, you leave it charged, and in the event that this battery pack comes up, all you do is replace it and put the new one. Now there is a screw, you can see that screw right there. Now there's a screw right here, and you could actually screw this in so it can't be removed, but since I want to be able to replace the battery if I need to, I'm not going to screw it in. Now one of the cool things about the extra charging solution is that once you plug it in, it's going to tell you the state of the battery, and then once it gets full, as you can see right here, the state will change. So the nice thing about it is that the cable itself is going to tell you what's going on. And for those of you who may forget, you'll notice here you have a blinking state, and over here you have a solid state. So when you see it solid like this, it means that you're fully charged. Now the next thing we're going to take a look at is the actual app. So we're going to be having the door lock and the app side by side. Just want to show you what it looks like on the phone. So on the phone, you'll notice the app is kind of like indicating that the door is open. There are several options here. I can actually turn on the camera if I want to see what's on the camera. And we should see me recording this, and you can see I'm using my iPhone to do this because it's a lot easier. And you can see the actual camera view, and this is actually really, really good. I'm going to go ahead and hang up. All right, so we're back out to this. You can see the status of the battery. You can see a log, and the log is going to show, every single time the door is open and closed. You're going to be able to see your access points, and here you're actually seeing all the people who have access. And there's a couple of options you can do. You have access codes, you have badges, right? And you could go ahead and add a badge if you'd like to do that. Or in this case, an e-badge. Keep in mind that if you are going to use an e-badge, it's going to require that you have the LOCKLY app installed in order to be able to use that function. OAC users, I wouldn't use these. Fingerprint is the other one that's the most common, and you can see that we have a variety of fingerprints here. All you do is you choose add a new fingerprint, as long as you're connected to the actual lock, and this is going through the hub that was included with it. What you'll then be able to do is, once you go into the add a new fingerprint, it will appear on screen and it will have a number 6, and then the person who you're adding will have to tap their finger 6 times. Sometimes you can rotate it, like you would do on a smartphone, but then what that's going to do is it's going to give you the ability to just use your finger to come in, and then you can assign a name to that person, so you can see every single time that they unlock the actual lock, their name will show up in the log. Under the settings area, you do have the lock name, you have information about the video camera, so you can say, if you want to have full HD, auto recording going on. I'm going to switch it to full HD. You can turn on, if you'd like to have night vision, which I have it on auto. You also then have your storage card. You can erase it if you'd like. You can configure your push notifications. What type of notifications would you like to have? Push notifications, motion alerts. You can't do any zoning, and by the way, there's no cost to this, so which is pretty cool. And by the way, there's nothing on the lock itself that has the actual video footage, which is great. So if someone wants to steal or destroy this because they're concerned that the video footage is on this, it's not. It's in the hub that is separate and could be somewhere else in your house that's plugged in, providing the Wi-Fi connectivity. You have touchscreen audio, you have an auto lock, and you can set the timer. I set it to 10 seconds. You can set it to 5 seconds. I did it to 10. A welcome mode, which just doesn't turn on the lock so that you have people coming in and out. And you can turn on notifications, connect to hub audio, fingerprint audio, touchscreen locking, and then also you can set your time zone. Now on the side panel here, there's a lot to see. You basically can set up your home, set up a new device. If you're installing this for the very first time and you're looking at your invitation, which allows you to register your app with the actual lock, that's something you can do. This is great for like vacation homes or if you're house sitting or anything like that. You can, obviously make this work with any of the smart assistants. You have app security, some vault information, and then pretty much notifications. Really, really simple to use. You probably won't go into those areas at all once you set this up. So guys, that wraps up our review. See you in the next video.